Licensure examination for teachers. Subject, Filipino. General education for both elementary and secondary. Question number 1. Alin sa mga sumusunod ang pangunahing katangian ng komunikasyong akademiko? A. Formal, layunin at batay sa ebidensya. B. Informal, personal at batay sa opinyon. C. Formal, emosyonal at batay sa nararamdaman. D. Informal, layunin at batay sa salaysay. Correct answer, A. Formal, layunin at batay sa ebidensya. Way the wrong answers are wrong. B and D, informal communication is for casual conversation, not academic discourse. It often relies on personal opinion and storytelling salaysay, which are not basis for academic writing. C. Academic communication should be objective, not emotional. Emotions are part of personal, not academic, writing. Edge knowledge, the keyword is academico. In Filipino, this immediately signals formality, purpose, and data. Any option with informal, personal, or emotional can be eliminated right away. The key is to know that academic writing is the opposite of everyday conversation. Question number 2. Alin sa mga sumusunod na pangungusap ang gumamit ng wastong pang-ugnay upang maipakita ang sanhi at bunga? A. Matalino si Jolina subalit tamad siyang mag-aral. B. Hindi niya binasa ang aklat kaya't bumagsak siya sa pagsusulit. C. Pupunta ako sa Maynila at sa Cebu sa susunod na linggo. D. Bukas o sa makalawa kami magpapasa ng proyekto. Correct answer, B. Hindi niya binasa ang aklat kaya't bumagsak siya sa pagsusulit. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A. Subalit means but. It shows contrast, not cause and effect. C. At means and. It's used for adding information, not for showing cause and effect relationship. D. O means or. It's used to show a choice. Edge knowledge. In Filipino grammar, certain conjunctions have specific functions. Your edge is to create a mental flashcard for this common pang-ugnay. Words like dahil, sapagkat, and sanhi ng are for cause, while kaya't, bunga nito, and tuloy are for effect. The moment you see sanhi at bunga, scan for these specific words. Question number 3. Ano ang tawag sa isang uri ng akademikong sulatin na nagtataguyod ng isang panig ng issue at naglalayong kumbinsihin ang mambabasa sa pamamagitan ng matibay na argumento? A. Lakbay sanaysay. B. Posisyong papel. C. Reaksyong papel. D. Reflektibong sanaysay. Correct answer, B. Posisyong papel. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A. Lakbay sanaysay is a travelogue or travel essay. It describes experiences from the journey. C. Reaksyong papel is a reaction paper. It's a formal critique or response to a specific work, event, or issue, but its primary goal is not always to persuade or take strong stance. D. Reflektibong sanaysay is a reflective essay. It's the personal account that explores the writer's feelings and thoughts on a topic. Edge knowledge. The word position itself is your clue. It means position or stance. When you see panig ng issue, one side of an issue in a question, immediately think position. It's one of the most direct connections in Filipino academic writing. Question number 4. Ang isang mag-aaral ay nagsagawa ng isang detalyadong pananaliksik upang tukuyin ang epekto ng online gaming sa pag-aaral. Aling uri ng pananaliksik ang kanyang isinagawa? A. Deskriptibo. B. Experimental. C. Historical. D. Komparatibo. Correct answer, B. Experimental. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A. Descriptive research aims to describe phenomenon as it is, without looking for cause and effect relationship. It answers the what, not the way. C. Historical research examines past events to explain the present. This doesn't fit the scenario of studying current effect. D. Comparative research compares two or more groups to identify similarities and differences. While you can compare groups of gamers and non-gamers, the core goal is to find the effect, which is the main purpose of an experimental design. Edge knowledge. The word epekto effect is your biggest clue. The moment you see epekto or sanhi cause in a research question, your mind should immediately go to experimental na pananaliksik. This design is specifically built for proving cause and effect. Question number 5. Isang mananaliksik ang gumamit ng orihinal na tala-arawan ng isang sundalong Pilipino noong ikalawang digmaang pandaigdig bilang batayan sa kanyang pag-aaral. Ang tala-arawan na ito ay maituturing na anong uri ng sanggunian? A. Sekundaryang sanggunian. B. Tersyaryong sanggunian. C. Primaryang sanggunian. D. Hanguang pangkasaysayan. Correct answer, C. Primaryang sanggunian. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A. Sekundaryang sanggunian. Secondary source is an analysis or interpretation of primary sources. Examples include history books or encyclopedias. B. Tersyaryong sanggunian. Tertiary source is a compilation of primary and secondary sources, such as a bibliography or a guide. D. Hanguang pangkasaysayan. Historical source is a broad term that can include both primary and secondary sources. Primaryang sanggunian is the more specific and correct answer. Edge knowledge. Think of it as first-hand sa second-hand. Its primary source is the original, a first-hand account. Its diary, a letter, or speech is always the primary source. A secondary source is someone else's interpretation of that original. The phrase original na tala-arawan is your instant signal to choose primary. Question number 6. Hindi ako naniniwala sa kanyang pananaliksik tungkol sa climate change dahil siya ay isang dating aktivista. Ang pahayag na ito ay halimbawa ng anong uri ng palasiya? A. Ad hominem. B. Post hoc. C. Argumentum ad ignorantiam. D. Strawman. Correct answer, A. Ad hominem. Way the wrong answers are wrong. B. Post hoc. False cause is a fallacy where one assumes that because B happened after A must have caused B. C. Argumentum ad ignorantiam. Appeal to ignorance is the claim that a statement is true simply because it hasn't been proven false. The strawman is a fallacy where one misrepresents an opponent's argument to make it easier to attack. Edge knowledge. The key here is to look for the attack on the person. The moment you see a statement that dismisses an argument pure criticizing the individual's character, history, or personal traits, you've found an ad hominem fallacy. Remember, ad hominem literally means to the person in Latin. Question number 7. Alin sa mga sumusunod ang pinakamahusay na kahulugan ng konseptual na balangkas sa pananaliksik? A. Ito ay listahan ng mga sangguniang ginamit sa pag-aaral. B. Ito ay talaan ng mga nilalaman ng tesis o disertasyon. C. Ito ay biswal na representasyon ng ugnayan ng mga konsepto o variable sa pag-aaral. D. Ito ay personal na opinyon ng mananaliksik tungkol sa paksa. Correct answer, C. Ito ay biswal na representasyon ng ugnayan ng mga konsepto o variable sa pag-aaral. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A. The list of references is called a bibliography or sanggunian. B. Table of contents is called a talaan ng mga nilalaman. D. The researcher's personal opinion is not part of the formal framework. Edge knowledge. The word balangkas means framework or outline. In the context of research, a framework is always a representation of relationships. Look for keywords like ugnayan relationship, visual, or modelo. This is the core purpose of a conceptual framework. Question number 8. Piliin ang pangungusap na may wastong paggamit ng pandiwa verb ayon sa panahunan tense. A. Nag-aaral siya ng husto noon, kaya't magaling siya ngayon. B. Mag-aaral siya ng husto noon, kaya't magaling siya ngayon. C. Mag-aaral siya ng husto noon, kaya't naging magaling siya ngayon. D. Nag-aaral siya ng husto noon, kaya't naging magaling siya ngayon. Correct answer, D. Nag-aaral siya ng husto noon, kaya't naging magaling siya ngayon. Way the wrong answers are wrong. A and B. Mag-aral will study is a future tense verb. It doesn't match the word noon past. C. It has the future tense mag-aral, which is incorrect. Edge knowledge. This is a classic grammar problem. The quickest way to solve it is to match the adverb of time to the verb tense. If you see noon, look for the past tense verb i.e., nag-aral, kumain, nagluto. If you see ngayon, look for present or past to present verbs. This quick scan will eliminate the wrong answers fast. Question number 9. Ang pagpapahayag sa harap ng publiko upang magbigay ng impormasyon o hikayatin ang mga tagapakinig sa isang issue. Ito ay pinakamahusay na tumutukoy sa A. Talumpati. B. Panayam. C. Debate. D. Pakikipanayam. Correct answer, A. Talumpati. Way the wrong answers are wrong. B. Panayam is an interview, a one-on-one conversation to gather information. C. Debate is a formal discussion on a particular topic where opposing arguments are presented. It involves two or more people, not a single person giving the public address. D. Pakikipanayam is the act of conducting an interview. Edge knowledge. The key phrase is harap ng publiko, in front of the public, you a single person. This immediately distinguishes talumpati from a debate or an interview, which are conversational. If a question is about one person speaking to a crowd, think talumpati. Question number 10. Basahin ang sumusunod na pahayag mula sa isang pananaliksik. Batay sa datos, 75% ng mga respondente ay sumang-ayon na ang flexible learning ay nagbibigay sa kanila ng higit na kontrol sa kanilang pag-aaral. Ang pahayag na ito ay halimbawa ng anong uri ng paglalahad? A. Paglalahad na nagpapaliwanag. B. Paglalahad na naglalarawan. C. Paglalahad na nagkukwento. D. Paglalahad na nanghihikayat. Correct answer, A. Paglalahad na nagpapaliwanag. Way the wrong answers are wrong. B. Paglalahad na naglalarawan. Descriptive presentation focuses on painting a vivid picture using sensory details. C. Paglalahad na nagkukwento. Narrative presentation tells a story or an event in chronological order. D. Paglalahad na nanghihikayat. Persuasive presentation aims to convince the reader to take a particular stance or action. The statement is just presenting facts, not trying to persuade. Edge knowledge. The presence of data and statistics like batay sa datos, 75% is the biggest clue that the purpose of the passage is to explain. When you see numbers, facts, and figures in a sentence, it's almost always an example of an explanatory or expository text. The goal is to provide clarity, not to tell a story or describe the scene. If this video gave you an edge, sharpen that like button and subscribe to stay ahead.